more than 300 Kerzai opera troupes were established. As Taiwan's economy began to take off, Kerzai troupes followed the winds of change. They gradually moved from the countryside to the city in a bid to raise the bar on their showmanship. During this transitional period, Kerzai performers in the city adopted anything they felt would enhance the opera's appeal. When China's Tuma Theatre made the broken melody popular in the late 40s, it was immediately incorporated into Kerzai performances. Opera companies also found themselves including flashy gimmicks and even pop tunes into their shows. With its spirit of innovation, it was no surprise when Kerzai opera began overtaking Beijing opera in popularity. The opera also found supporters willing to develop it further as an art form. Entertainment mogul Chen Cheng-san started a popular performance troupe called the Kung Yue Society. The society invited theatre professionals from different backgrounds to write plays specifically for the opera. Audiences warmly welcomed this leap forward from the improvisational nature of early Kerzai opera. The art form then made a breakthrough in 1955 when Chen Cheng-san was inspired by the popularity of cinema. He made the first Taiwanese language film, drawing from traditional operatic material. The huge commercial success of Chen's film not only started a trend in Taiwanese filmmaking, but also brought Kerzai opera to an even broader audience. At this time, radio broadcasts of Kerzai opera also became popular. Taiwanese radio stations formed their own opera groups and would often record directly from studio performances. The heavy demands of radio required a wide variety of Kerzai tunes. To keep up, singers would add renditions of popular songs to their repertoires. Kerzai's grip on theatre acts, along with its success in broadcast mediums like film and radio, took the performing world by storm. As a result, Kerzai opera, with its humble beginnings, became synonymous with popular entertainment in Taiwan. By the 1960s, television's rising popularity among families and the young influenced many famous Kerzai performers to embrace the new medium. Television opera had different needs. The emphasis of dialogue over song reduced the importance of formal operatic gestures and affected the nature of Kerzai opera. However, change was nothing new to Kerzai practitioners. Adapting to this new medium only served to establish Kerzai opera's popularity with Taiwan's television audience. Kerzai opera had once again beaten the odds. The model Kerzai actor was now a consummate pro, taking on a variety of roles with great passion and conviction. On stage, they displayed an innate ability to get into character, playing immortals by day and royalty by night. active troops, constantly on the move, usually performed in both city and country venues. Despite the hardships that come with being on the road, the actors always responded to the demands of their audience. For the audience, the experiences of the real and operatic worlds seem poles apart. But for歌仔performers, the lessons learned from these experiences only serve to add depth to their performances. In the 1970s and 80s, many歌仔performers returned outdoors to perform their art. They departed the confines of scripted stories and returned to more improvisational performances. The key to survival lay in歌仔opera's ability to mix age-old tradition with modern trends. Keeping the narrative structure of previous routines in place, they integrated off-the-cuff dialogue, props, and even costumes, depending on their audience and venue. By the early 90s,歌仔opera had taken yet another leap in its evolution. Taiwanese authorities began to take a greater interest in the arts. And with their help,歌仔opera re-emerged as a high art form.歌仔performers found themselves facing a new challenge: modern audiences in modern theatres. Opera singers were used to improvising. They had to figure out how to perform with orchestras who were accustomed